and having a lot of fun. That being said, I'm very excited to get back to exploring the Marvel cards in Modern, and kind of what I want to do today is I want to kind of focus on maybe continuing to work on the best Loki deck. Loki was like the only card last week that was amazing, a card that I think is really, really powerful. And I had an idea for this. Okay, so not too crazy. Loki got a Mischief, has been averaging a 3-for-1 after casting it like 25-ish times. It's very good with Mishra's Bauble and Relic of Progenitus. These are abilities that let you draw cards with Loki for 0 mana. Relic lets you draw every turn. If you have 2 of them, draw on your turn and opponent's turn. And it's kind of interesting to me that like Basim is also a 2-mana legend that draws cards off of Mishra's Bauble and Relic of Progenitus. I thought that was kind of an interesting dynamic. And I was thinking also, Wondrous Wasp has been testing well. We played it in a blue-white shell with Loki that I liked a lot. And Wondrous Wasp also triggers Basim and Loki. And really notably, Wondrous Wasp being an instant speed legend means that this is a way for you to draw a card of Basim on your opponent's turn, which is usually a very difficult thing to do. Before that, like basically only Felia was a way to do that. Bowmaster, also very good with Loki. It does trigger Loki. On both the ETB trigger and also if your opponent ever draws a card, it'll trigger draw you another card. We get to play a couple of Mox Ambers. Maybe I want to play one less Tamiyo, like one more Bowmaster, or like a main deck Sheoldred deck, something like that. But in this build, it's nice that like if you don't have Loki, you've got Basim, you have Tamiyo, so you have a bunch of like backup card advantage engines, and you get to do this while having a really really low to the ground build. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. We once top aided a like Dimir a challenge with a Dimir control deck back when the ring was legal with Basim, and like you just like the idea is you're drawing so many cards and Basim just gets bigger every turn and you kill your opponent while you're controlling them. And I think Wondrous Wasp and Bowmaster are gonna fit pretty well into that plan. So let me get going. Like the 2 matches we lost were like, I think of the team we lost maybe 5 total matches. It was just kind of unfortunate that like 4 of them happened coincidentally. That's kind of how team events go sometimes. And then day 2, I think our pool was definitely worse. Day 2, our pool was definitely worse, but I also think we could have built it better than we did. So I guess what's kind of fun about this hand is we can go turn 2 Basim plus Bauble, and we can just hold the Bauble to like trigger the Loki later. Spike Loki plus Magda soon. Let's see if he's playing his version. There's just a lot to get to. I like Magda, and I'm very excited to play a lot of different versions. I guess against double Sacred Foundry, I'm going to keep the Wondrous Wasp, but they know what they're doing. Do you think this Basim is probably going to die, but just be a nice 2-for-1? Did not qualify for the Pro Tour, so our team needed to make top 4, and out of like 300 teams, we ended up getting 24th. We went 6-2 day 1, and then we went 3-3 day 2. Again, I do. Oh, of course, this is the control deck. I do think we could have built our. I do think we could have built our day 2 pool a little bit better. Like one thing was we really didn't like the. We really did not like the villains, red black villains in the format. We thought that was just not a very good archetype, but it was kind of like the archetype that was there. But I think and we kind of built it to have a good mana curve. Oh dang, drawing basic is always so tough in this matchup. But I think we could have just been comfortable having a less good mana curve. I think we could have been comfortable having a less good mana curve and a higher quality deck. Might have even been able to just be mono black. Any opinions on the bans, not bans? I guess not a lot. Yeah, I don't really have a lot to say besides there's a Modern Pro Tour in 2 weeks, so I think it would have been really bad to ban anything or unban anything. One thing that's nice is because there's a lot more opportunities for them to ban and change stuff in Modern right now. I feel like there's less pressure, and I kind of want to see how things settle up a little bit. However, so if they're just gonna wildfire, I don't want to counter this. I think I'm gonna float mana. Maybe play Tamiyo as they have wildfire. I guess I don't exactly see how those 2 things are correlated. Oh, you wanted to go snare. I think I'm just okay with the wildfire resolving, and I might wasp end of turn. So as far as Modern goes, again, there's a Modern Pro Tour in 2 weeks. It would have been, I think, a bad call for them to change anything. I think that would be not a good move. That's okay. We'll just go ahead and let them Stone Raid me and Wasp draw card. Yeah, the Minamo is gonna be very good with Loki. Kodiak with the 41, Gross Field to 25. Appreciate y'all as well. Out of basics to search for. I guess I wait on the Minamo tab. As far as other changes, so let me see if I can even remember what happened. I guess we'll go untap the Wasp here. They banned Candelabra in Legacy, which I kind of, as someone who doesn't play, and I'm just gonna have a way more a strong opinion than I should. I hate it. Ban that stupid commander card, or not commander card, whatever. The one that the land that's all types. That's I would much rather see that card get banned. No card draw counter this time. Yeah, I don't think we need to have it forever. Loki Loki good. I would trade Wasp for Phantom if they offered. Okay, snare this. They got only one card left in their hand. We're doing pretty good. Playing an Nexus. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I to me that is like the card I would ban for sure. Is Planar Nexus. Loki good. Loki is high key good. Dr. Lumifu to 26, welcome back. Thanks to the 54, appreciate you. Like, I don't know, I think that card sucks. I hate that card. Alright, so they're trying to race here. This is interesting. Maybe they have a Solitude to hard cast. It's them unofficially acknowledging the second market. I'm gonna say something, and don't take this the wrong way, anybody. I don't know how some of y'all are living in 2012 forever. Wizards acknowledges the second market all the time. All the time. It's I don't know how y'all are able to always just be in 2012 forever. Lumifu the 26 and Finks the 54. Welcome back to House Vegas. Vegas was fun. Our team finished 24th out of like 300 teams, which we got a special promo. We finished just outside of cash. 6-2 day 1, 3-3 day 2. I'm gonna counterspell this. And then had a good time hanging out with friends and playing some Magic. It was very nice to be gaming again. Okay, Snare's not a bad draw. I've drawn one card this turn. Have I considered Loki plus Hedron Crab? I guess not. Okay, field has no targets at the moment. What's this? Legend of Roku. I guess I'd rather, if they hit like a road or path, be able to spell pierce those. They did hit. They hit path. They hit 2 paths. Golly, what's the hubbub about Planar Nexus? Oh, just so there's legacy bans, and they banned Candelabra, and like a big part of this banning was because of the card Planar Nexus, and I would have preferred the Planar Nexus be banned than I'd have preferred Planar Nexus become banned than Candelabra. I think maybe there's more issues too, but just that was kind of my takeaway. All right, so maybe they're gonna trade Wasp for Phantom, which will let me play another Wasp. We drew all 3 of them this game. They don't block? So let's flip the Tamiyo. Okay, that's a good top deck. This will let me go. Fatal Push the Phantom if I want. Yeah, let's see. Okay, we could Wondrous Wasp the Legend maybe. They've got no cards in their hand. They have a I'm pretty sure they have a Demolition Field they can play. Yeah. Wish that was a bit easier to see. Joy Boy Goat with the Twitch Prime, thank you. And Nantalk with 15. Hope you're doing well. Does it have first strike? I Wondrous Wasp to remove the first strike, like 10 turns ago. Yeah, also remove flying, although that mattered less, right? So they're flipping this. I guess if they play a land and they make a dragon, it's a little annoying, but I can just Otawara it for 2 mana. They're slowly, surely removing the legacy part, legacy favorite new cards. I agree. Candelabra is like I think an awesome, iconic, classic card, and I like okay. So here's really where I need to make sure that my opinion is well informed. Legacy players, if they banned Planar Nexus, do you think Candelabra could have remained legal? That's the thing I need to make sure I understand, because that's my impression. But I also I'm not like so in tune with things right now that I know that for sure. Yes, it could. Yeah, I think that's pretty frustrating. Like Planar Nexus is a real big bullshit card. In my opinion, it's just a matter of time another card can break it. Candelabra? I mean, that card's been legal for like 30 years and hasn't been like that crazy. And like, I think maybe, but I feel like the problem is Planar Nexus. Dang, they top decked another legend, but they made a dragon last turn instead. Alright, they hit Erode Solitude Phantom. They can only evoke Solitude by pitching from hand. So their erodes are going to be a little bit taxed here, right? Yeah, I mean, the ring also, I see a problem for sure. They also have a Galvanic Discharge in their hand. Okay, so they're going to Galvanic Discharge my Wasp. Be really nice if I could Snare. I think I'm going to have to Wasp the Legend of Roku again, or Avatar Roku again. And then if I do that, then okay, so if I do that, my opponent will go, I guess they'll go erode this Tamiyo, and then they'll play Phantom to try to block. This is not great for us. If they end up banning Nexus, that'll be rough. I agree. I mean, I think they, Nexus still seems like it's still a playable card. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so they go for the erode on the Planeswalker, and then they're gonna play Phantom. So I'm pretty sure I have another Watery Grave. There's 1, 2. Yeah. So now the Bowmaster means that any Price of Freedom is dead. And I just have a lot of power and toughness in play, but they have a Solitude is the problem. Yeah, maybe we're gonna lose this game. Crazy first game, huh? The deck was playable without the Candelabra ban. This is more egregious than the Lotus Field ban. I agree. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't like it from an outside perspective. I'm glad that it seems like my impression was not too off base. So I'm out of black sources. Did he not destroy the untapped land? Can only target basics or non-basics. The candle ban announcements say they think it'd be cool if Tron was still very powerful after the ban. Yeah, I don't like. I guess it's kind of similar to the Lotus Field ban, right? Where they're like explicitly not banning the strongest cards in these decks anymore, and I really dislike it. Like, I just think you should ban the strongest cards. It's I don't even think I think it's like I think you're doing too much when you're trying to ban like the 4th strongest card from a deck. How does it really make sense to ban Candelabra over like the One Ring or sorry, the One Ring or Planar Nexus? I don't really understand. Alan Splash to the 44. Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. Ghost to the 43. I'll spot go. We sorry, 6-2 day 1, 3-3 day 2, 24th, finished outside the cash. As of 33, thank you, welcome back. There just has been people who get upset when the entire deck is nuked for Orbat. I love that you say this, because that's what it's about, isn't it, right? It's about making sure people are not upset. But what they should be focused on when it comes to ban list management is managing the ban list. And they should be focusing on curating as good a format as possible. And so, while when you make a ban list decision, you always upset some people in the short term. Yeah, I don't think I could win this game. Okay. You always upset some people in the short term. The purpose of the ban should be long-term health and fun. And when you make these kind of like, I'm going to say, and this is a constructive criticism, when you make these cowardly bans that are like, I'm going to ban the 4th strongest card in the deck to not piss off a group, you end up just prolonging the need to, potentially make more serious changes. Cannot believe I won the game. That was tough. I mean, they drew like 2 Rokus in a row. I kind of like consigning Chapter 1 of Legend of Roku a little bit. If you consider Lurus in the deck. I don't know if it's worth the sideboard slot. There's a 5-0 Ketra Loki Blink, and you spin on that type of strategy. We could take a look at it. There's definitely some stuff to like about it. I'll say, however, usually I'm a believer that Blink is like just not very good, I guess. All right, so if my top card's a land, I'm not going to play anything turn 1. Okay, it is a land. It is a basic, which kind of sucks. We got to draw it. The rationale mentioned they're unlikely to put more candelabras. They'll probably put. Well, I mean, I don't know. You're right. It is possible that they already have a card that is going to be busted with candelabra coming out. But yeah, it absolutely. I think things have. It's always worked out better when they banned the strongest card. Another like insanely big example of this is when this is very similar to when they banned. This is very similar to when they banned Bridge from Below instead of Looting or Hogak, and then basically nothing changed because the deck got nerfed only a teeny tiny bit. You know, very similar to Lotus Field ban, very similar to Flage ban. You know, they didn't do very much and not very much changed. You know, I don't know. You know, it's adding Loki to Shekels. I was definitely thinking about putting it there. Yeah, with the Lockmare. I want to play Loki in a lot of shells. Yeah, it could be okay to play Shackles again. Do I want to get the Swamp? I guess I'll get the Swamp now. It's a little bit scary. I guess my Amber is a double color card. Let's go ahead and cast Loki. Make my Basim unblockable. Unfortunately, we're not going to draw an untapped land to like double spell too well. I mean, this card triggers both of my little guys, so let's keep it. I've not tried Armor Wars yet. It was bugged for a little bit yesterday. Or not, last week, rather. The question about which card deck to ban is ultimately if you think the strategy archetype should exist good for the format. I kind of just disagree, I guess. My opinion is if a deck gets in the range of needing a ban, like I think if you are like, you know, let's just say you are talking about the modern format or the legacy format or standard format, and you think this deck is unhealthy, this deck is too represented, this deck's win rate is too high, like whatever metric you're using to say this deck is in that ban territory. And there are a few metrics to like get a deck there. It's not just black and white. But I think that once you're there, you should say, I'm going to ban the strongest card from the deck. I think you should do that every time. I think every time they try not to do that, it fails. I guess I'll be Fatal pushing. Maybe I'll just play another Tamiyo. Let me see what I'm drawing. Okay, Spell Pierce, I'll pass. I can Spell Pierce Legend of Roku. Push end of turn. Yeah, talking about the Candle ban, but it's also the Lotus Field ban, and to some extent the Flage ban. Like, quite simply, this is maybe a weird way to think about it, but it's just not fair to the other cards. Maybe it's weird to think about being fair to cards, I guess, but like, it's like, it's just, you just ban the third, fourth best card from a deck. It's like, I don't know. It's just very odd. I think Flage was kind of right. I think the Flage ban was good. And I feel like it was also not enough. and also like way too late. Is kind of where I'm at on the Flage ban. Flage ban is like a fine start to something that they should have been starting to work on like a year ago. And so Flage is not a great example of that, but like I like at this point it still feels somewhat inevitable that a Johnny and or Guide of Souls will be banned at some point in the next year or two. It seemed like this way to me for a while, when at least when it comes to like Flage / a Johnny. That like slash Guide, like these cards are going to leave the format at some point, and they just are dragging their feet forever on it. Mox Field shows 59 card main deck. Gotta take a look. Oh, there's a third Bowmaster. I guess we have to dodge a second Erode. Otherwise, we'll have a hard time. I guess I just leave both of my guys back. Why would they do this? I think they might be doing this to mana fix for Legend of Roku. I think the rationale for going for an ancillary card, the main one, would be that the deck strategy doesn't survive the banning of the main card, but survives. I understand that's the rationale. I think the rationale is bad. I totally understand that that's why they do it. I am saying philosophically, I think it's bad. The bad direction to go. I think it's basically never worked out well. The only example I could really think of right now is banning Bridge from Below instead of Looting or Hogak. If you could think of other examples of them doing this, because they haven't done this that often, let me know. We can like reevaluate. But for the most part, I think that doesn't seem to work out when they do it. Opal before, when they banned Mox Opal instead of what Oko, or did they ban those at the same time? I can't really recall. On the draw for game 3, it feels like an okay hand to keep on the draw. What was the concede? I was about to ultimate Tamiyo. Looting got banned because of Hogak. Looting was... I think I'm going to keep this on top because they're probably going to Wildfire me. I just went in the deck. Looting was like the best card of Modern at the time. Hogak was... It was partially due to Hogak. That was the case, yes. But not entirely. Yeah, Iteration instead of Cruise and Pioneer. I think that was really bad too. I absolutely agree. Did they ban Dig and Cruise before Twin? I think so, yeah. Although those cards were the problem cards. Twin was not the better card. Yeah, Looting was Hogak, Phoenix Dredge, and Hollow One. Like, it was so insane in all of those decks. It really was like the best card in Modern at that time. So this hypothetical card could be around a Nykthos band. Yeah, I guess so. It's crazy that Looting sees basically no play in Modern. I think that that's not true, right? Like, the Grixis Reanimator deck has been about as close to a tier 1 deck as you can get in Modern, right? Like, I think it's like currently in a tier 1 deck, I'd say. At the very least, I play around that deck, play against that deck like all the time. I think I have to counterspell this. Banning Cruz didn't make sense because Cruz didn't see play in Pioneer. I mean, nothing sees play in Pioneer right now because no one plays Pioneer. But I'll say that, like, when they banned Iteration over Cruz, Cruz was the better card at the time and continued to be like very good in Pioneer after the Iteration ban. But like, Pioneer doesn't exist anymore, so Dude, our draws have been bad. Fury over Grief. I think Grief was slightly better, but it was close enough. I'm not going to nitpick it. This draw sucked. I've just drawn my basic lands against them. I haven't drawn anything else. Wasn't Cruise banned before Pioneer existed? Well, as soon as Pioneer became legal, Cruise was legal. So we're just talking about Cruise in Pioneer and the banning iteration over it. They have 5 spells in their hand. Probably a Solitude end of turn. Interesting draw. Pretty good against Solitude. I guess the token attacking, it's like... If they Solitude me, then... Oh, they can exile the token, then my new token can block. That's right, okay. Cruise feels to me like a foundational Pioneer gameplay piece like Days and Legacy. So, I don't know. I feel like card draw spells have a much harder time being foundational pieces than interactive spells. And Cruise is a lot better than Days. And like having a foundational piece of Legacy is different from having a foundational piece of Pioneer. Just like Legacy, like the identity of the format is playing cards that you can't play anywhere else. Although I guess Cruise you can't play at Legacy because the whole banned a Legacy situation. But I just think that this card is a foundational piece. This card is too important. It's never been a good argument for Pioneer and Modern. I think it's a much better argument for Legacy because that is like the whole, again, format identity. Okay, I'll just let this happen. You can have your different opinions on all this. And then there's a new comment from Popper that comboed with a equipment from Marvel that got banned, right? Just tuning in what's banned, so it's called Candelabra. Yeah, Candelabra, and just how it seems like they are interested in banning not the strongest card from decks anymore in order to maintain the decks. Right. Worth a counterspell. Doesn't have format needing a ban. Also can see the format's current identity is bad. So, not necessarily, but I think you could make the argument. I would say not all the time. Still no audio? Am I muted? Can you hear me? Test. Ellipses of the 33. Thank you. Welcome back. B Rocco with the 59. Thank you. Welcome back. 2 cards left in their hand after this. Another field. Need to draw a Basim. Yeah, Fantastic Art is awful. I hate that card, dude. I hate when they make these cards that are not good at multiplayer, designed for multiplayer, too good for Legacy and Vintage. It's like these cards do nothing but destroy gameplay. And they make nothing better. Also, I saw someone say the card should cost 4 mana instead of 3 because it's the Fantastic Four card. No talk about the Power Band. I mentioned it. I don't really have a lot of thoughts other than it seems early, but I heard that it was doing very well. I could hold this to draw Loki. I guess I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'll play it, and then I'll pop it if I need to find a counterspell. We'll only have 2 counterspells left. Infern Flow to 27, Eli with the 3. Thank you, welcome back. Okay, well. They hit Quarry Mountain Monastery, Field of Ruin, and a Price of Freedom. Alright, let's keep it moving. Day 1, and we went 3-3 day 2. I think we can keep this. If we find a land, we can actually draw 2 cards on turn 2. So I got the nice promo, and then we barely missed the cash. I had a really good time. My friend Alex, who this was one of his first big tournaments, and he kind of viewed himself as a novice Magic player, but he spent the last 6 years playing limited 3 times a week, and does not realize that he's like just a limited expert. He doesn't realize he's just become a limited expert, and so he actually did really well. He was an awesome teammate to have, and he got really excited, and now he wants to go play Modern at the SCG at SCG Dallas later this year. So I'm going to do a call to teach him Modern. I'm really excited about that. I also just say fun hanging out with some people I haven't seen in a while, just hanging out with the local friends too. But I'd say my friend Alex realizing, oh wait, I know how to play Magic was pretty cool. I guess I'm gonna graveyard this and cycle the Bauble. Love that they named the event SCG Dallas despite taking the points forward with Convention Center. Yeah, they've done this for like 10 years, so I'm a little numb to it, I guess. But yes, it is all kind of one big metroplex. It's about the same distance from the airport. Actually, it's close. It should be closer to the airport. Okay, so if we miss our land drop, we're gonna be a little cooked here. Cool to see Mistaken playing something else. Okay, we drew Tamiyo anyways. Let me hold up this Pierce here. Can I try to clickbait you through my living in deck? No. You get no living in. How am I gonna be clickbaited by living in? Who would want to? You have to go living in plus my Halo Forager or living in with press the advantage. Like, what is your tech? I need to. You can only clickbait with cool tech, not with just regular living in. Then enjoy the format. I've been loving Marble Draft. So here's kind of my limited cycle, right? I like really prepare and I really learn like one limited format a year. And I like really study it and like I get somewhat good at it. And I love it. I love it every single time. I'm so happy every single time. And I just don't usually have a frame of reference. I don't know. Like yes, I had a really good time. I don't know if other people like it. I know I did. Oh, and also on the way over to Vegas, it was very cute. I got both of my teammates into the Red Rising book series, and on the flight over, I'm reading book 5. Alex is reading book 4. Then Amaz is reading book 3, and so we're just Pokemon evolutions of each other. And we just all 3 of us read the whole flight over. It was really fun. And then I finished book 5. I'm like 150 pages into book 6, which is the final book that's out. I'm going to play in Brussels. Any building advice for teams? So we did. I've probably built like 15-ish pools at the moment, and I'm of the opinion that red-blue artifacts is unplayable. A lot of the red-black villains builds are just like not very good. Okay, so they have no cards left in their hand, but they've got an Ugin, and I have not a lot going on. Very weird board state. I'm of the opinion that blue white is really for the blue white in team sealed. It has to be very cohesive. Like you can build blue white tempo with like a lot of flyers. You can build blue white pump spells. You can build blue white like card draw, like with like a bunch of like token generators and like connive stuff. Card advantage, kind of depending more on your rares. But whatever version you end up going with, it needs to be cohesion is more important than card quality for specifically blue white, which I think is a little bit weird. In team sealed, more so it's the format's more powerful than regular sealed. Everybody has a lot of removal spells, and so actual card draw spells are at a higher premium than I would put them on in like draft or regular sealed. So like the villain like lose 2 draw 2, like I think that card's really good in team sealed, and I think it's not that big a deal in like draft or regular sealed. It's good, but it's not like that was like an always play for me. Like the 4/4 3/4 power up to recur, like that card's an always play. So I guess they're gonna lab the Ugin to like hide it from a Thoughtseize here. Did it go well? I mean, okay, yeah, wait, recapping there. Let's see, any other advice? The 1/3 red pinger, like the pinging villain stuff is like I think that's all pretty unplayable. Like that was just the worst deck we had. Okay, let's go to game 2. These could be Sheoldred's Edicts. Oh, okay, here's maybe I'll get an eye roll or two, but so I played like a black control deck day 1, and I started to notice at like 3 early matches I like lost a die roll or I was on the draw because I won game 1, and I kept winning because I was on the draw. Like not I wasn't just on the draw and winning. I was winning because I was on the draw. Let me play in explosives to kill a chalice. You can also just cycle with Basim. I kept noticing that I was winning specifically like the grindy black mirrors, not incidentally because I was in the draw, but because I was on the draw, that extra card mattered a lot. And so I started to choose to be on the draw, and I did it 3 times, and twice I won because of it, and once I just won anyways. And so I think that is some tech. I don't know if there's really other times you should choose to be on the draw, but it seemed correct in like these really grindy black mirrors. I guess the games go forever, and everyone has a million removal spells, and the curves are all really high. You're playing Wasp, but not Death Shadow. We'll get around to it. I think Wasp also very good with Loki and Basim. Were you playing the Mind Rot enchantment and the 2/2 Death Touch power up card discard? Those cards get a lot better on the draw. I would side in the Mind Rot enchantment. I didn't main deck it. I didn't have the 2/2 Death Toucher game day 1, and we had like 3 of them in our day 2 pool, but we ended up like we had a good villain deck, but we had like almost no 2s and a million 3s and 4s. And I just kind of wish we built like we had the what was it called? We had Super Scroll and we had Zemo. We had Super Scroll and Zemo. And I just wished that we and we had a Villain's Lair for the Super Scroll. And I wish we just played mono black with a bad mana curve, because we had enough good playables. I wish we played mono black with a good mana curve instead of like red mono black with a bad mana curve instead of red black with low card quality and a better mana curve. Like the 2 mana 1/3 just. Sorry, I meant to play Tamiyo. The 2 mana 1/3 just sucks. Okay, I'll read your clickbait, Shogun. 4-color Domain Living End with Scion of Draco to enable Wistfulness Beats. I mean, it just can't be good, I think. I'll take a look though. Let me see if I can be changed. All right, we'll get the other 3 cyber cards eventually. Or are these the main deck? I guess these are the main deck. I don't know. Okay, we found the explosives, but they played Chalice on 0, which is kind of funny. I guess I'll probably just cycle it here. I'll say if I was playing against this, I'd be pretty happy, and maybe I'm wrong about that. I think Tasker would really help this deck out. I'm main decking 4 relics. I could not play Tasker. So there weren't aggro tempo starts with punished. Yeah, I only chose to draw in the. I only chose to draw as a black control deck in the black control mirrors. That was the only time I chose to be on the draw, and it worked out every time. So I'm gonna save the Bauble for the Basim. Guess also get to draw a card with the Loki next turn. And like sometimes I played against aggro and they're good, but I wasn't choosing to be on the draw there. I think choosing to be on the draw is a symptom of Team Sealed. There's so few removal in draft. Yes, I agree. In Team Sealed in Marvel in the black control mirrors, this is a spot to be on the draw that I didn't see anybody else doing. In regular Sealed and regular draft, it doesn't seem to be correct. Why no Juan? So I thought I would be playing Juan with Field of Ruin, but I feel like with Juan I need to have a kind of a higher mana curve, and I felt like I already have enough card draw. So I'm kind of playing Tommy over Juan because I'm a Mox Amber Basim deck. If that makes sense. I guess oh right, the Chalice. Maybe I'm not gonna be triggering the Loki for a little bit. Did you have any feature matches? I was backup feature match in like round 5, I think. We did not get on camera. Okay. But no, so that's not Tron. We had 2 wands or Rivers Loki. It was cut pretty easily after 1 league. In blue-white Loki, I've liked it. We have a blue-white build with Field of Ruin. It's good there with like 2 copies. I'm 25 on these with black-white Necro. Take a look. I guess. I mean, like, is it just Ketchermos Necro? We've played that, but sure. Would you play Scrabbling Calls this 5th Relic? Seems like Relic effects are really good with Loki. I mean, you can. I feel like we've got a good amount of enablers. I don't feel like we really need many more, if any more. They know I have a Consign in my hand. So I don't really know why they're main phasing this. It's not a big deal. That seems okay to keep. Probably just cycle a Loki here. Tamiyo plus Consign is so good. I wish Desert Stepping opponents were fetchable. Well, we do have something like that as the second deck for today. So I actually don't think I've rented yet. I should probably do that. But you can fetch Idyllic Grange to trigger Loki. So I've got a Leo Loki build. I'm playing more planes. I would love to play the 3rd Grange, but like we need to play like 4 planes right now. But it seems really good in this deck. Like you have Solitude, Bauble, Agatha's Soul Cauldron, Guide of Souls, Walking Ballista, Aang, and Grange. And Heliod also. Just counter all the Kozilek's commands. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Okay, going to give 3. Willow with the 20 months, and Deft with the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Wait, you guys... Have you guys been letting Kozilek's command resolve? Yikes. I think I might cut. Could a Bowmaster for a push? Is there thoughts of playing Loki Quantum Energy? Guide triggers Loki, and is an MH3 card, so obviously broken. Okay. you just need more things to trigger Loki, right? So, like right now, Loki seems really good when you have Relic and or Mishra's Bauble. And I guess I don't know like what the minimum amount of things you can play with Loki is, but it seems like for the most part you want to go a little bit bigger. Oh, it looks like I did rent it. Okay, great. Okay, we're on the draw for game 2. I have to see decks playing a snare pierce split. Most of the time, there are more snares than pierce. Any reason the other way around? There's some reasoning for sure. So I want to have 3 of each in the 75, and I think that the 3rd pierce is maybe a little bit more versatile at the moment. Maybe not, but like I like that it counters like Boros and Big Boros's Legend of Roku's. I like that it counters. Okay, interesting. I like that it counters. Wait, Chalice and 0. Sorry, my train of thought. I like that it counters Living End. I like that it counters Karn. I like that it counters Kozilek's command. Like I feel like there's a lot to like about Spell Pierce in the main right now. And then they both counter Corey Steelcutter. Countering Corey Steelcutter on turn 2 is a really big deal. In fact, I even thought about playing the 4th copy of Counterspell in the sideboard to go after Corey Steelcutter. Against Prowess. And like, because it mostly seems like if you have Spell Snare against Prowess, you win, and if you don't, you lose. So maybe just play 4, and you're just kind of always happy to have them. Didn't end up going that far, but and also like Snare against Psychic Frog is less important in Dimir than it is in an Izzet deck, right? In a Dimir deck, you have Fatal Push for Psychic Frog, but in Izzet, you need to snare the Psychic Frog. Tongsby with the 9 months. Glad you're still liking the stream after all this time. And Jabbins with the 53. It's a long time too. So they got a Karn. It's not great for me. See the list of 5/10 rings? No, I'm very curious. I like 10 rings in the Trash for Treasure deck. Okay, so it's Mono Blue Shape Anew, which I have been kind of thinking you want to go this direction. It's playing Secret. Wait, what is Secrets of the Key? And what did they get? They got a coding. So if they plus the card, I need to play second Bowmaster to kill it, so I think I just pass. It's not, I'm trying to click on it, it's not. Secrets of the ENTG. Is this better than Deduce? I guess I can... Should I counter this? I'm just going to read Secrets of the Key instead. Investigate. If it was Castle Graveyard, investigate twice. I feel like Deduce is better. Have you explored Namor? I've been trying to build with it. I'm having kind of a hard time. I want to get there, though. Yogi with the 41. Okay, I'll counter. Also, I think Hard Evidence would be better than... better than Secrets of the Key. Yeah, but this is cool. It's somewhat similar to like mono blue Shape of New builds that drafts have had. Only 3 copies of Shape of New is pretty interesting. I feel like this is too many imprintables. Like I feel like you could really easily cut 2 Emrakuls here. I think that Preordained may be better than Stock Up. Like you get so many cards of Tin Rings, like maybe you can afford to play less card advantage for that. Although Stock Up's pretty good in the Labyrinth deck, so it's not that big a deal either way. But yeah, I think the build looks pretty solid. I think you could main deck Consign over Dress Down too. I like the sideboard Platinum Empyrean for the prowess matchup. Yeah, pretty similar to drafts we've had. Counterspell the Snare, the Coding, the Ping Karn. Yeah, I'm a little worried they're plus the Karn though. They did. I think I'm gonna keep the cards coming. Okay, so I can cycle that next turn into the Chalice with the Basim, but it gets Chalice right now. Comparing Consign to Snare is laughable. Could not be a real thought. I don't know why you wouldn't be interested in comparing to 1-mana counter spells. Chalice and 0 doesn't counter Force. The Force mana value is still 3 always. But they know I've got a bunch of Ambers and Baubles in the deck, right? Top 4 at RCQ this weekend. Lost to top Storm and top 4 on Is It Meadowcraft. Thoughts on Amulet of Safekeeping to beat Storm? It does not beat Storm. When they are comboing off, they will be able to tutor up a removal spell for Amulet of Safekeeping. If you're playing Is It Metalcraft and you want to beat Storm, you know, it's a little bit awkward, right? Because your Soulless Jailers turn off Emery's. Trinisphere is kind of awkward. Chalice on 2 is not too bad. Chalice on 1 is also not too bad for you. Yeah, can you play Chalice? Countering your Steel Cutters makes it hard to win the game. I like this deck. I feel like it's trouble closing the game. You can do whatever you want, I guess. I'm feeling pretty good about my ability to close games. I very recently played Blue-White Loki with less ways to close the games. It did really well. Although maybe that build's just better. Could you play Sphere? You could play Sphere too, yeah. Just kind of like Chalice had 1. Oh. Appreciate you. Was Saga consideration? Not really. Like their mana hindrance on Saga is pretty rough. I think I'll keep this. Maybe put back the Wasp. PT testing. The tech of Tron has been revealed. We're playing against the red-white deck again? Just Storm. Okay. What cards have been standing out? Loki's been the best. Avengers Disassembled has been really good. It's kind of an opt, right? I don't know. It's been about a week. Everybody, what else? I'm forgetting some stuff. What did I play on the Pro Tour? Well, the answer to that question can only really be answered after like a lot of testing, right? But I would be, if I was testing for the Pro Tour, I'd be testing Blue-White Energy. I'd be testing Slumbering Trudge. I'd be testing Gorios. I would be testing. I'd probably be testing Tron. I'd be testing Storm with Hex Magic. I would be testing. Okay, I think I need to counterspell the Hex Magic. It's just like +4 cards here. There's one more deck. I answered this question. I'd be testing Brood Scale. They had a ritual. They have one card in their hand. They're just maybe going to try to flip the Ral here. They lost the flip. One card in their hand. 2 lands in exile. There's maybe like one more deck I was thinking about. I might test the Ponza deck. Okay, let's draw that, but still upkeep push the Ral. Well, actually, sorry, let's not upkeep push the Ral. Let's hold up the Snare. I've seen some Stormless going full Hex Magic for a Krakari. Don't seem over impressed. I think it's good. I don't think it's. I think that 3 is probably the right number. Like the second copy seemed really bad. Probably worth snaring this. The second copy seemed bad. And so I do think yes, I'm a little bit more interested in just playing 3 copies. And so like you just like when you draw the second copy, you don't want that downside. It's not that the second copy is bad to play in the deck. It's that drawing the second copy is bad. Maybe I misspoke there. Just want to make sure that's clear. Okay, so we're gonna play Loki. Get a tap, draw a card. Have I seen several Boris lists been playing Card the Great Creator? I think Legend of Roku is a lot better. It's like I think it's a lot better. I think if I was playing Boros Ponza, I'd be interested in testing Scepter Chant also because I know that you're kind of weak to combo. Like that would go a long way while fitting the deck's identity pretty good. The Impulse, they had 2 Metamorphoses. Guess I should do this. How do you feel about holding up Relic versus pushing last turn? I think you just lose to Pass in Flames. Well, I Spell Snared their Artist Talent, so I knew they had nothing because they had nothing last turn, and then they drew that return. I wasn't worried about it at all. There was zero chance that they had Pass in Flames in their hand. As an Affinity Tron player, I find the card version to be a nightmare. I mean, it's kind of a nightmare for Affinity and Tron either build. You know, it's not. It's like you're already really bad against it as Tron. You're already pretty bad against it as Affinity, and it's card makes those matchups worse. But it's already bad matchup for you. The idea is to resolve weapons manufacturing on Black White Necro. I'm trying Stony Silence and Fracture might be best. The 5 mana Fracture, destroy everything, gain 2 for each thing. That's a good solution. A lot of times you just gotta take your poison too with Wrath Disguise. You gotta take some damage, which I know can be awkward as a Necro. Mess that up, Wincing Pest from hand before resolve. I mean, I got double Relic though. Guess I'm gonna bring in a Snare. I think I'm gonna cut the Bowmasters. We could play Extra Disputes. I think Hex Magic makes Extra Dispute better because you just like they're gonna spend 3 mana on it. You're gonna spend 3 mana on Dispute. It's gonna be fine. And then Wrath Disguise being good against Boros is also, of course, important. Got around to playing Ironheart yet? Seems good. I've been playing with Outcome. Not yet, no. Got a lot to get to. Unfortunately, we're a little bit behind because of the Vegas trip. It was the turn after the talent. Did I not have the Relic pop up? If I didn't, I should have. Alright, let's keep this on the draw against Storm. Maybe I should have gone down on down a Wasp, though. It is good against Ral. It's like, it is really good against Ral. Am I working on Green Blue Loki Free Starter? I'm not actively working on it. The only way that can exist is if it's Valakut, I think. At least at the time of making this comment, my opinion on Free Starter Lookout, and this has kind of always been my opinion, is that it's good if you are a Cabal Coffers deck, or it's good if you are a I think Opal would have been nice there. Got a pass, I think. It's good if you are a Valakut deck. It's good if you're a Cabal Coffers deck. Free Star Lookout has never been good if you're just like putting fetch lands and Field of Ruins into play. Um, and Free Star Lookout is um worse now than it has been since the release of MH3. It's definitely like it was a card that was kind of maybe more on the fringe power level, and now it is like maybe I would say a little behind an overall power level. So this next turn we can go Relic draw a card, and if they do nothing, end of turn Wasp draw a card. Got to hold up the snares here though, and so like it's like a little too underpowered at the moment. I think I'll snare this. Have fun with Vegas. Woke up to a group selfie. Took with buddies. Well, see you at the next one maybe. Green wire to 35. They hit just 2 lands off the impulse. Best case scenario, I guess. I guess if I draw a land, I'll play Loki. Let's just wait. Sure. Alright, let's keep the pressure going. Wasp can target herself, which may seem bad, but does actually work to trigger Loki. Loki draws so many cards, dude. A Splice text magic. We'll just go ahead and counterspell. Not gonna play the Tamiyo, just want to hold up Relic Pop plus Snare plus Counterspell. Yeah, Giver does trigger Loki. I did think that that was kind of interesting, actually. So it's possible that in our Leo Loki deck, it's possible we could play Giver of Runes, maybe like 1 copy over Aang and see how it goes. They're splicing a Desperate Ritual. I just kind of don't see why we'd counter this. You just counter the payoff. Probably do have to counter this one. Their hand right now is Ritual Mystery card. Yeah, I think we could try cutting. I'll rent some Giver of Runes. Yeah, I agree. The arcane nature of Hex Magic is pretty random. Yeah, I've seen people top 8ing with the blue green sewer decks. I'm kind of the opinion that their decks would be better if they just didn't play the sewer combo, and they were like blue red metalcraft with oh, okay guys by something. If they were like blue red metalcraft with maybe I'll snare this with Loki. But I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I just every time I played against the Spy Master decks or Sewer Valence deck rather, it seemed like the worst part of the deck was the Sewer Valence combo, and like that was almost never what you'd lose to. Yeah, on the play for round 4. The mulligan this. Keeping the 7. Putting back second Wasp. So strange you put Arcane on a card in a set where it doesn't matter when Arcane has been participating a long time. I like it. I think it's very intentionally to like buff Modern Storm. It's very intentionally like this is a modern card. And I think it's cool when they can do that where it doesn't affect standard at all. And you can impact older formats in that way. Just like I think that's a clever design. I'm into it. I'm gonna wait a turn on the Bauble. I could drop a Sib, and I probably just want to get my opt value with the Misty anyways. All right, so the exile Tower Emrakul Mine plays an Eldrazi Temple. Chalice on 0. Uh, uh, um, hmm. To explain why Glistening Deluge is my board wipe of choice compared to others. I guess it's the only one that's good against Boros, is the short answer. And it also doesn't kill my creatures, which is nice. Yeah, I had a dinner with Dingo one night. It was pretty nice. They never, ever, ever play Chalice on 0 unless they know I have a Mishra's Bauble in my hand, right? Against turn 1. What did they? Yeah, I was in the play. So against Undercity Sewers, Surveil, Swamp into the yard, they Chalice on 0'd. Don't think it's a very reasonable thing to do. I think I'll cycle a relic here. And also, it's kind of the funny thing about stream sniping. Probably would have been better for them if they had Chalice on won this game. The second Dismember. Okay. I kind of just don't understand either. Like, if they are ghosting, which they must be. How do you not know how how this looks? Like, you don't look like a genius when you chalice on 0 on turn 1 against Undercity Sewers, Surveil Island in the yard. You look like it's very transparent what's happening. All right, let's go to game 2. I regretted going down so much on the fatal pushes. Although maybe I guess Wasp is really good against Fleshraker. Okay, maybe it was fine. Okay, on the play. Wasp, Real Baverseer. Yeah, it's good against Fleshraker. I keep my 7. They mold a 6. Gotta consign this, I think. Fuck. Intentional Bauble legend rule there, of course. But so I could hold up Counterspell, I just drew the land anyways off the Basim. So let me take a look at my top card. I know they've got a Dismember. They play another Seer. Now they get to see the hand all fair and square. Holding the Relic of Progenitus for Basim. Bad against another Seer, of course. We'll see if they have land for the Dismember. They do not. Oh, and I make a mistake. I play the Delta instead of the Misty. Did I ever do a Basim draw counter to outpace Loki? Loki's better, but they work with the same cards, which is really cool. Team Master with the 31 months. Thank you. Welcome back. So they're gonna go down to 8 to kill. They kill the Wasp. Let's go, dude. Thank you, opponent. This deals more damage and draws cards. Oh, I do have to draw historic cards. Dude, kill the Wasp and then attack because an attack is so funny because like He would kill Basim also if you were going to attack. Although, of course, I just draw the land. Team Master with the 31. I throw with the 29. Draven with the 61. I'll do my best. Don't quite have lethal next turn. Yeah, I mean, you can't always get unblockable, but like all of a sudden, like they're not. They let me get him for more damage this year, and like I'm so low on cards. Like the draw the card every turn matters so much. I got 3 cards in their hand. Go down to 6. So I'm down to 5 now. Dead to any color spell. Are they gonna sack Stonebrain? No. Okay. Hello, any color spell. 2/2. Can we count that loss? Whatever. Who cares? I think if they were not ghosting, they also probably would have won. I think they would have played better also if they weren't ghosting. I guess we're gonna keep this. Lol, I was not ghosting. The classic pop in to defend yourself. Okay, why did you chalice on 0? Why did you cast chalice on 0 in game 1 on turn 2? Or turn 1? Really with Loki? It ain't bad with Loki. My chalice on 0 is against Affinity. So why did you think I was playing Affinity on turn 1 Dimir Surveil land? Just play Loki here. So you have the sack out. We're dead to a Court of Calling. I had a good weekend, Rinro. How was your weekend? So let's see if this resolves. Or are we holding Amber plus push? This only taps for blue if we play Loki, so or with Loki, so it doesn't really do much for us, right? The response to playing Chalice on 0 for affinity reasons is crazy. Affinity's deck are very similar. What? It's crazy. I went turn 1 Undercity Sewers Surveil Island in the yard, and they said they thought I was playing Affinity. How do you? And I asked, how does that look like Affinity? How did you come to the conclusion of playing Affinity? How and what am I missing? What am I missing? Am I missing something? It's not that I like played an island in past, or it's not that I played Mishra's Bauble. They didn't see Mishra's Bauble. They saw Undercity Sewers Surveil Island in the yard, and they went turn 1 Chalice on 0. Wait, it was Swamp in the yard? I thought it was Island. If it's Swamp, it's worse. Oh, you're agreeing with me. Okay, sorry, I misunderstood. I said I was probably misunderstanding something. I guess I keep that. That does draw a card every turn. And it's okay. Like if you're ghosting, it's not it's not like you have it. You didn't do the worst thing in the world. It's okay. But you also don't need to come in here and lie about it. It's you can live with your shame. Do think I kind of just need to take less damage here. Okay, so it's very weird to keep a land on top. Let's go and draw a card. Bowmaster, okay, I'll take a push. Although I guess I kind of have to go just like main face, push the Safekeeper. I think it's like ghosting is lame. It's a bad thing to do. It's not the worst thing in the world. You didn't hit somebody. You didn't, you didn't kill anybody. It's not. You didn't do the worst thing in the world. There are worse things in life than ghosting a streamer. It's, you know, I'm not angry forever against you. I don't hate you. You know, it's fine. It's fine. I don't like that you did it, but there's levels to evil in the world, and as far as ghosting on Twitch goes, it's not that high on the list. Just don't. You don't have to come in here and lie about it, try to protect your reputation. I'm gonna forget about it after I end the stream. It's fine. Just don't do it again. Can you target the Minamo with itself to do it again that turn? Wow. Good tech, good tech, good tech. Wow, someone bought that, man. Who would that be? Wow. So they aren't going to draw 2 spells with 0 cards in their hand. I guess they could sack the Peatland, actually. Yeah, I didn't know the tech. Okay, say they don't sack, so I'll go ahead and upkeep. I'm gonna like just be dying to this. I need to find some stuff soon. Oh, sorry, I thought we were already in upkeep. It's okay. I guess we'll do it. I guess we'll just minus the mana. Cause I'll have the blue after that. Pass through the Twitch Prime. Thank you. Welcome back. Minamo number 2. I don't know. Surprised they didn't bring back the familiar end of turn. Could have targeted Amber. That's true. That would have also been better last turn. Yeah, you should feel like a genius dog. Okay, the push is an awesome draw. True, another Loki, which we can maybe cycle with the Basim later. Probably not this turn. Are people really back for it with sarcasm? Yes, Spears. Yes. It's the internet. I'm bad at it. I'm bad at it too. Any brews with Science Supreme of Aim? Not yet, but I think I might play like an Asmo Cookbook Time Civ deck with it at some point. We're unfortunately a little bit behind because I've been in Vegas playing some sealed tournaments. Yeah, with 6-2 day 1 and 3-3 day 2. I want to give my Basim unblockable. Okay, we don't need to do the Minamo thing this turn. Here we go, Bowmaster. Draw a card. How is Marvel sold overall gameplay wise? This might sound a little funny. I have no idea. uh, so every like once a year I play. Once a year I get really into a limited format. I study it because I have an event coming up. I always have so much fun. And I love it so much, and I think it's the best shit ever. And then I talk to some people like, this set sucks. The last set was so much better. I hate this set. I'm so miserable playing the set, and I just I don't have the frame of reference. I guess I'll just hold up Wasp Splash Minamo. I don't really want to take 2 damage here. So that's kind of my experience, and I had a lot of people say they really didn't like the set. I loved it because I love every limited set because I only play once a year. It felt I had there's this college kid who's like local to the area who I'll like talk to sometimes, and I'll see him at events, and he was a real sweet kid. But he said something that I thought was so insightful. He said, "Marvel is the ultimate. This is the ultimate old head limited format." and I don't know how true it was, but it definitely felt true, which is sometimes more important than being true. Dude, Wasp was really good. Maybe you just love limited. I do. I absolutely love limited. I know that for sure. You know, I am a constructed streamer who loves limited. Could stream some more limited maybe, but I feel like I enjoy having this as my career a little bit more. I want like 2 pierces. Oh, maybe 3. I don't know. Just all the most important cards to counterspell are really pierceable and really important to pierce. But what would I cut? The relics are pretty good. This is pretty good. These are... Maybe go down to counterspell. I think that's okay. Probably down to Tamiyo. Can't this stream become a limited stream? I feel like the space is pretty oversaturated, and I'm not as good at limited as like Numod and Namaz are. Oh, there's the sarcasm. I do like how a limited player I do like that as a limited streamer. Here's what you get to do to prep. I like that gets to be your prep. I think I might actually keep this on the Jog and Sam combo. I've always been pretty jealous of that. Alright, so we got us Bauble. I think I need to hold up the snare as well. Is there no real way to fit Riddler into this deck, or is the Seaboard win more strategies? So Quantum Riddler is not good in a deck. Don't clip this. Don't clip that. Quantum Riddler is not good if your deck does not contain Ephemerate, Persist, Psychic Frog, Consign to Memory, like some combination of these cards. Quantum Riddler is like, you know, it's not the worst card ever. Not the worst card ever, but I guess I need to main phase the Bowmaster. Don't want to just lose to a Sam. It's not the worst card ever, but it is like it's not good. It's like Basim is a better Basim, Psychic Frog, Loki, and Wan Shitong would be better card advantage sources, especially because Wan triggers off field and Loki triggers off field. Like I've been liking that overlap in the blue white deck. So they don't really have any card draw. I think I'm okay blocking. So they don't have a Sam in their hand. They would have played Sam first, and they would have got the food, and they would have won. So I think I'm okay to tap out. Is this crazy? It's a little crazy with 5 counterspells in my hand. But maybe I'm a little crazy. Okay, it's fine. Don't break. It's cool. Okay, we lose. It's a game. Even if this was dead, it would have been lethal. Okay, going to game 3 on the play for game 3. Is 5 mana Riddlers not enough of a reason to make them better than the other 2 mana card advantage engines? I guess I don't understand the question. But I would love to understand the question if you want to clarify. Yeah, this is my favorite matchup to play against. So I guess I'm intentionally saying nothing negative about their deck, so I can play against it more. Surely Coco's not red in Sam. I think you could maybe play less than 4. Could be a sideboard card too. So I think what we want to do is we want to go Basim, Bauble, draw a card, and then save the Bauble for the Loki. I think I'm going to say no to this Misty. May regret that. I guess I'll play Amber, so if I draw 1 drop, I can just cast it. Save the Bauble. I think they're saying that being a 5 mana 4/6 is top end threat. Does that make it better than the other cards? In this deck, absolutely not. No. Well, when I'm talking about Quantum Riddler, I'm not talking about just the 2, but I'm talking about the in totality, what the card does in the deck. Of course, that's how we're talking about here. Interesting, they decide to be in on Fatal Push against me. I think I get this down. Oh, you know what? I should have looked at my top card, actually. I think I get this down. Oh, you know what? I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have looked at my top card, actually. I should have look Inconsistent 65. I ignored these sub things for too long. They stacked up, so now I get one every stream. Yeah, I kind of wish there was a way you could just get rid of it. I usually don't share mine. So they're playing the birthing ritual, which is pretty bad. Okay, so if they find a... If their last card is Court of Calling, or if they find a cat, we lose. Go to Loki, Nadim, Metalcraft Saga deck work? Do you mean Basim? Don't know what Nadim is. Nadim is a card too. I can't remember though. Nadim is a card, isn't it? Okay. So I guess I'll likely be wasping the Sam. It's been a while since the bans. What's my take on the current meta? I think I want to do a YouTube video on my thoughts on the meta. I think I want to title it something along the lines of 4 changes, no changes. But this was a very odd modern BNR where we had 2 bans and 2 unbans, and the metagame is almost identical to how it was. It's like effectively nothing has changed. Gameplay got a little bit better, and it got a little bit worse. And Boros got a little bit worse, but it's still the most popular deck. And the Titan metagame percentage is about the same. So I don't know. What'd you do before after the PT? I don't know. It's like the big thing is you no longer have to bring in like your Nile spell bombs against the red white creature deck. That's good. The Amulet Titan loops exist and they're a little bit worse. Maybe a lot bit worse, medium bit worse. Let's say medium bit worse. It went from 20% change, 20% to 10. I think it went from 20 to 15. It was 20 to 15 when I left. Maybe it's a little different now. Which is like 5% is a lot, but like it's still the most it's still the most popular deck in modern. Or at least it was last time I looked. They sacked the Sam, interesting. That doesn't really make any sense because they could have just left the Sam in play. And then sacked it later. I don't think it's so bad that the meta's similar. Boros and Amulet slightly down, living and slightly up, slightly more balanced. It's not the end of the world, I agree. I think that it's just I think it's insanely interesting, I guess I'll say. I think it's very, very interesting that there were 2 bans and 2 unbans, and the meta is so, like, it's just the same. It's just the same. Like that's just very interesting to me more than I necessarily have, like, this is not going to be a YouTuber, Modern is awful, it's the same, it's exactly the same, Wizards messed up. That's not what I would want the video to be. But I think it's very interesting. I think it's a very interesting thing that's happened, and it's basically never happened like this. I'm still okay. I will say I'm still every time I see someone mention bombardment ban, it's shocking to me that anyone would think that if you wanted to ban, anyone would want to ban bombardment over a Johnny. But I'll not harp on that point too much. Did you happen to buy any cannibals this week? Yeah, like 4 or 5. Why? Did something happen? Maybe we should do this at draw step, actually. Because of the surveillance scry. It's a little bit weird because of the cocos and chords and stuff. Yeah, again, the video wouldn't be this doomer. Wizards of the Coast has ruined the format. You know, it wouldn't be like this big, like, this big, like, declaration that everything is awful. But I just do think it's interesting. I just do think it's very interesting that so much changed and also, so little changed at the same time. New Titan lists are cutting Orb and Loop entirely. Don't need. Hey, stop that! Stop that! I cannot do this every week with you, Titan. Every week it's oh, the Titan combo is bad. No one's even playing it anymore. And then it's just immediately seeing a lot of play again. And immediately some people are doing it again. I I need 3 weeks of only non-loops making the top 8 for me to do this with you again. I'm not doing this with you again. Also, I think I'm gonna lose. I cannot do this with you every week, as like two lists will cut the loop and they're like, the loop is bad. I told you the whole time, and then it's gonna be back. The loop is good again. Relax. I didn't say it was bad. I meant the deck is insulating the ban. Yeah, I agree. Of course, the deck is still gonna be playable with the ban, and that was their intention for sure. I'm gonna sack this to the feeder, I think. Yeah, maybe the Pro Tour will shake some stuff up. I do not expect it to. It did not last time. Like, last time it was, Titan had the best win rate and Boris had a bad win rate. Then things kind of went back to normal. I don't really expect things to be like a lot different from that. Do I need to fatal push this Oculus? Definitely want to be able to push the Oculus. I think let's do it. Bombardment has too much synergy and reach with Oscillate and Johnny voice the Witcher Cure Life. Ban Ajani. Ajani is the much more. Ajani is the much better card. It's the much worse design card. And I just like. I'm not someone who is ever gonna sit here and say, let's ban the less powerful card. Let's ban Bombardment instead of Ajani. My philosophy is ban the strongest card. I think I popped the relic now, actually. If you got two cards and you need to ban one of them, ban the stronger card every single time is my philosophy. Just get rid of a food that way. And then also maybe like I can get rid of the familiar a bit easier. Yeah, banning Candelabra over Planar Nexus is like we've had this conversation a bunch today, but it's part of the discussion for sure. Ban the stronger card. So you're saying Borsi's a better? I'm not saying that. Stop putting words in my mouth. I'm not yelling at you specifically, Draven, but I've had this conversation a bunch where people say ban. I'm responding to a chatter saying ban Bombardment, and I think that that's crazy. If you think that Ajani or Bombardment needs to go, but you think the answer is Ajani, I think that that's ridiculous. To choose to ban Bombardment over Ajani. But I'm not saying ban either. I'm just saying things are really interesting at the moment, and I don't know how I feel about them. And maybe you're trying to put words in my mouth because I'm not really saying a lot, and you're trying to make me say something, but I'm not gonna say anything. Appreciate the cash out anytime for you, Draven. Of course. Okay, so I feel like they're very likely to find Sam because they haven't been shuffling. And they have the backup food with the Gilded Goose here. Yeah, they found the Sam. We lose. They go sack the familiar. I pop the relic. I can't untap relic with Minamo. I guess we'll just make sure they see the line with the goose. Isn't saying so for your job. And I'm not going to work today. Okay, I'm going to work today. Okay, so 2-3. Definitely some stuff to like about this one. White tap relic to draw a card with Loki, right? It didn't matter. They could sack more stuff with Carrion Feeder to fill up the yard, right? And you want to do it before they get the ritual trigger. No. They have Carrion Feeder. They could the tap hold up doesn't matter. Okay, let's play the backup deck again. I want to play a lot of Loki today. Well, I think I'm gonna play a Guide of Souls over the Aang. Kind of like it for the curve too. So not Guide of Souls. Giver of Runes.